every reason why space is horrifying.
Are you happy and content with your day-to-day life? Do you feel like your mental health is relatively stable? Do you clock in and out at your 9-to-5 job happy as a clam, just excited for whatever adventure tomorrow may bring? Might I suggest thinking about outer space, because that'll f things up pretty good. Personally, I think we all take the concept of outer space for granted. It's something that we all learned really early on in life, so we're all just kind of used to it. But much like microwaves or
yeah, it's like a norm. But then, like, look up into the sky and realize we are one planet out of, like, billions of planets. And we're just floating. Not floating, but we're just in the middle, not even the middle, just in the universe. Randomly, just on a floating rock that's orbiting around a sun. With other planets, with billions of other solar systems and galaxies and universes. It's just, dude, we are so small. It's insane. And people look up and they're like, oh, look at the Big Dipper. Like, that's an actual star. Like, those are stars with other planets orbiting them with possible other life. And you're looking at them. They might be looking at you. And what's even more scary, dude, people are like, oh, God, I wish there wasn't aliens. Dude, if there's no aliens... I obviously believe aliens exist, but if there's no aliens, we are alone. Alone, right? Yeah, we have each other, but we are alone on a rock, floating in a vast universe of which we can't even see the edge of and is constantly expanding and will one day collapse and end. Scary.
I just want to talk about all the things about space that makes my therapist a rich man, and I want to try and scare you guys as well. Not because I want to push any ill will upon my viewers, I just want you guys to understand me when I say that the sun is too hot. The sun is too hot. It's like 10 microwaves hot. So let's just talk about the basic facts of outer space that make me question the will of whatever omnipotent being is pulling my wet puppet strings. Disclaimer, all of these facts I have learned against my will. And the only way I continue going on in this mortal coil is to completely ignore these facts immediately after they exit my mouth. So you'll see me disassociate several times throughout this. Number one, sun's gonna die at one point. I can't mentally handle that. I think this is something we all know.
We're gonna be dead, right? Yeah, everybody talks about it. It's just like, there's some topics, facts, or just things that you learn that, like, people just say as commonplace, but then when you actually, like, there's a difference between knowing the fact and actually, like, truly understanding the fact. Like, the fact that you're gonna die one day. Most people don't really grasp. It's weird. Like, everybody knows, yeah, one day I won't exist. But there's a difference between people that say one day I won't exist and people that truly understand one day I won't exist, right? Like, there's two different people in that subset, and the first person that doesn't truly understand it lives life, in my opinion, in a simulation. Like, they're not there. They're just kind of dilly-dallying. La-da-da-da-da. Oh, it doesn't matter. I could just not do this for the next 6 weeks, and who gives a fuck? Well, no, you're going to die one day. It does matter. Or, yeah, even the sun collapsing. Like, yeah, our universe will... not even the sun collapsing. Our universe will fucking implode on itself. Or die. There's, like, 4 different ways that the universe could possibly end, and it will end at some point. And then the fact that the universe might end and then start another universe in its ending is even scarier, because that means that there was possibly another universe before the Big Bang, or infinite numbers of universes before the Big Bang that existed before us. And then there's a high likelihood that you've existed in the past and you don't remember it, because with the infinite possibilities of recombining matter, there is another version of a universe that existed in the past or even in the present in another multiverse that is you existing right now, and you don't know that.
It's really hard to think about. I mean, it loses 1 billion pounds every second. That's not a made-up fact. It is shedding weight like Christian Bale getting ready for a movie. And then I think about the situation and I'm like, well, it's a long time from now. Human beings will develop some spaceships or some shit and we'll get out of here, right? But then I remember it's gonna die in 10 billion years. And then I think, no way humans are gonna last that long, because we're gonna blow each other up first.
Yo, no lie. Honestly, I believe that. I don't think, if you want my genuine take, I don't think the human race will be around in 5,000 years. Unless we have some sort of agreement and there's some it's not going to happen in our lifetime, if you want me to be real. There's going to be war until we die, right? And even past that. But if there's not like or climate change or these other million, billion fucking problems of humans killing each other or killing themselves, It's like, I don't think the world or the earth will die while we're here. But I think, like, our kids will, like, blow up the universe. Like, in some, not even the universe, Earth, in some fucking way to where, like, everybody just dies. And then it's just nothing.
Galaxies explode, and I'm pretty sure the moon's gonna explode. I don't have any scientific base for that, but everything's terrible, so why not? And when these things do explode, it's not a little personal issue that they have. They take out everything around them really quickly. When a galaxy explodes, and I don't even understand that concept, it releases a burst of gamma rays that is so powerful it just eliminates planets in its way. I don't even know what a gamma ray is. Why is it so powerful? Number 3, black holes are mobile. Black holes can move around.
Yeah, black holes are really fucking scary. Because it's just so dense that it fucking takes in light. Like, it can't even reflect light. It's that dense, and everything around it, the gravity is so strong that it just gets absorbed into it and torn to fucking shreds.
3 million miles per hour. How fun. Just a rapid machine that's chewing up everything around it, time and space, just eating it like it's a snack. And it might be heading towards us, who fucking knows? Oh, and the moon's getting further away every year. That's dope, that's fantastic. Just every day, slipping out of our little human grasps, just gonna go off and do its own adventure, which is a cute little idea until you realize
it's moving like an inch a year. It's moving very slowly away from us.
Earth's gonna become an onslaught of tidal waves and confused raccoons that are looking for food in the middle of the day because they don't know what happened to the moon. Oh, how about the fact that Earth is slowing down every year? It slows down a little bit, so days get a little bit longer every year. How fun. I don't know about you guys, but I think days are long enough, god damn it. Entropy is a son of a bitch. Everything just stops after a while. Oh my god. And how about meteors, dude? What the fuck is that? I don't know anything about any kind of science, but the fact that we have not been hit by a big enough rock to eliminate us, like the dinosaurs, well, I mean, it's just a matter of time, right? This shit can happen at any time. We can all just explode. You just get a call from the government saying, hey,
and what do we do? Like, they track meteors, but if we know there's a meteor coming at us and it's gonna hit us, do we have any technology to stop that? I don't think so. We could shoot a rocket at it. That's not really gonna do much. I think we could shoot a spaceship at it to change its trajectory. But, like, a big meteor hurling thousands and thousands of miles per hour at us, like, we're fucked. Like, you're not gonna be able to do anything.
5 minutes and then boom. And you expect me to keep paying my taxes. Fuck you. And I guess the moon's actually shaped more like a lemon than a ball, which is not that scary, but the fact that no one...
Dude, I more and more think we live in a simulation. Like every day.
Told me that. It makes me real nervous. And what the fuck is antimatter? Why are there so many news stories about antimatter? Why did we just discover this unmeasurable effect across all of the universe? We just found out it's affected by gravity. I don't know how they figured that out. I mean, scientists don't know anything. They actually don't know anything. I'm gonna talk about that now. So if the only crumb of hope you're holding on to right now is the fact that, well, scientists know a lot of stuff about outer space, so I don't...
Well, a lot of scientists' equations have variables that make the equation work, but we don't understand what that variable necessarily is, like dark matter.
Don't have to worry about it. You'd be an idiot. You'd be a dumb idiot. Yeah, scientists know a lot about space, but they know a lot less than what they know about in space. It's like a 1-to-3 ratio of shit they understand. So I just want to call out all the stuff in the universe that we really don't have a full grasp on, and hopefully that'll get Neil deGrasse Tyson off his lazy ass and to get him to work. Number 1, black holes. Mentioned them earlier. We don't have any idea what's going on there. We hear about them a lot in movies and TV shows, so we just assume it's like a well-known, thing in the universe. But no, it's an enigma. We have no fucking clue why they happen. We don't know how they're formed. I mean, we have an idea of like a star collapsing on itself, and then, that's the theory. But that's the theory. We've never seen it happen, nor do we have any real structural evidence for it. You're gonna hear that a lot in this video, by the way. It's a theory. I don't want theory. I want facts. I don't want just some, oh, maybe this happened. I don't want any of that from a nerd scientist. I want you to show me the numbers. And we don't understand what happens when anything goes into a black hole. You might turn into a spaghetti strand of...
Well, realistically, you're gonna die. If you ever fall into a black hole, realistically, your body's gonna get crushed to pieces. You're gonna fucking instantaneously just get ripped to shreds. But there are other theories that black holes lead to other universes, which is a pretty cool theory.
Right through it and end up in Ponyville. Who fucking knows? Or get this, gravity? No idea why that happens. Scientists have no idea why gravity happens. They understand how it behaves and they can measure it, but when it comes to understanding the sole reason for it, no fucking clue, dude. Go to bed. Don't worry about it, dude. We have it under control. Could have been ignorant to all this. I could have been a monkey happy banging a rock against a bigger rock. And now I have to worry about ripples in space-time. Also, there's this thing called the Great Attractor. The Great Attractor is this center of the universe where all matter and mass is pulled into all the time. What does that mean? Every galaxy, including our own, is slowly moving towards, well, not slowly, it's moving really fast, but we're all moving towards this center spot. And I don't know what's gonna happen when we get there. No one knows what happens when we get there. I'm assuming it's gonna be God, and I'm assuming he's gonna be angry. And finally, we have the ultimate fate of the universe, which we don't know what's gonna happen. But do your homework, don't worry about it. We know the universe is constantly expanding, but after that little factoid, we don't know anything. Will the universe just continue to expand until we're all so far apart that there's infinite nothingness? That's fun, that's not scary at all. Or will it begin to contract and everything melts together into one fiery, hot, massive ball that just begins the universe once again? Also horrifying. Or the most fun option of all is number 3, which is no idea. Some random shit might happen. A dragon might come out of a portal and just start spitting out new life forms. We have no clue. We had know so little about the universe.
Dude, and we know so little about the universe too because we only know the laws of the universe only pertain to our specific planet and our specific solar system and what we know now, right? Like gravity is something that we kind of like pertain to everything, but it only is existent to us, right? Like if you go 10 million light years away, the laws of the universe here might not apply there, which is also fucking freaky.
So I started to have a little bit of a panic attack at the end of that last one, so I wanted to lighten the mood by Googling funny planets that are around the universe, because there's got to be a couple of them, right? No, I thought there'd be a moment of brevity in this hellscape of a universe, but it turns out every planet is just its own version of hell. All of them have different characteristics that are a masochist's wet dream. So let's just go over them now, and hopefully I can get through it without crying. We have one called HD 189733b, or Blue Hell if you're not a nerd. It's 63 light years away, and they call it Blue Hell because it's got this really pretty blue color. And if you thought this place was just a big blue ocean planet that you can go swimming in, you'd be wrong because it's over 1,000 degrees Celsius. And I don't even want to know the Fahrenheit because then I'll have a better American.
Dude, there's planets that rain molten metal, which is like, what?
Understanding of the situation, and I don't need that. It also constantly is windy, up to speeds of 4,500 miles per hour, and it rains glass sideways.
How does it rain glass sideways?
Then we have one called 55 Canceri, whatever. It's the diamond planet. It's twice the size of Earth, and it's just covered in super hard diamonds all over it because the pressure and the temperature is so intense that it just turned everything into rock. Hard rock. Expensive, pretty rock, but hard rock. It's like some kind of fucked up Adventure Time plotline. I'm sure I can find an image of an Adventure Time episode that has something like this going on. It's awful. And then we have GJ1214b, otherwise known as Waterworld, which is not the horrible movie, but it's almost as bad.
Horrible movie? That was a good movie. Waterworld was a good movie, and I will put my fucking life on that shit.
This whole planet is primarily composed up of water, but in different forms. So gas, liquid, and it has ice that is so hard it acts as a certain type of metal. I don't know any of this shit. But it did change scientists' perception of what a planet can be because it's 25% rock and 75% water, which does not make sense on a planetary scale. So, you know, no, we don't know anything. Last but not least, we have Gliese 436, otherwise known as, and this is not a joke, the burning ice planet. Riddle me that. It's this planet that's covered in this super thick layer of dense ice, but in the middle of it is a magma core, which doesn't make any goddamn sense. And this weird setup creates a new form of matter called hot ice. What? Scientists are quoted as being flabbergasted about this new form of planet, and they're trying to come up with some physics bullshit explanation to make this shit work in our current understanding of the universe. And you know what they're gonna do? They're not gonna do that. We cannot figure this shit out.
Well, it's because in science, like, dude, they'll come up with an equation to explain something, but then that equation is met by 3 other things. That one solution brings up 3 other issues that they didn't even think of before. So as we're solving more and more problems with the universe, you're only bringing up more and more problems that don't make sense. It's the same thing with philosophy or even just fucking anything. Like, if you're thinking about morality, right, and you're like, what's moral, what's immoral? You might arrive at a certain opinion, but that opinion is going to bring up 4 other issues you never even thought about. But what's as equally scary to the universe is the fact that, like, dude, language makes utterly no sense. We, like, 40,000, 50,000 years ago, we didn't have a definitive language, right? Like, in ancient Egypt, they started making, like a definitive language that everybody had to follow so we could understand each other, which was, like, a great innovation, and it made us progress society even faster. But before then, before hunter-gatherer societies, dude, like, we just communicated with grunts, And now we're communicating to the point that I'm talking extremely fast, saying so many other complex words that you already subconsciously know the definition for, and you understand exactly what I'm saying, even though I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. You're not even thinking about what I'm saying. You're just immediately understanding what I'm saying, even though we are both humans fucking speaking a language that we didn't come up with, but yet it still exists. And what's even freakier is when you're sitting, you're always talking, right? Even when you're thinking, you're just talking to yourself. You can't actually not talk. When you're sitting alone and you're thinking to yourself, you're just talking to yourself, right? And then when I'm talking to you guys right now, I'm not thinking, right? It's really hard to think and speak at the same time. So everything that's coming out of my mouth right now is just flowing out of my mouth and I'm not even thinking about it, right? Like when I'm sitting alone and I'm sitting here quiet and I'm thinking to myself in my own head, I know what I'm thinking, right? And I can contemplate on the thoughts that I'm thinking. But when I'm sitting here and I'm having a conversation with somebody, or you're having a conversation with somebody, when you have a rough idea in your head what you're going to say, and then when you start talking, everything just flows out perfectly and you're not even thinking about what you're going to say, making me think that I'm not even controlling the thoughts that I'm actually saying. What?
Like joke around and come up with something that makes me feel better. Nothing happened. I just feel worse. In conclusion, you should be more scared, I guess. This was very unproductive for both me and you.
You're an atheist? I would say I am not an atheist. I would say I could believe in a supreme being. An atheist would deny the existence of God or a God. I'm not denying the existence of God or a God. I will say I do not believe in the afterlife that many religions portray. Because I view many afterlives, and I'm not judging, by the way. I say this every time I do philosophy. If you disagree with me, that's fine. That's why this is faith. That's why this is spiritual beliefs, right? It's having blind faith. It's believing in something without the definitive proving of that belief, right? So my answer or my opinion is as valid as yours. But I just personally I don't like the idea of many afterlives because I see it as a means of keeping people within a certain belief set and following a certain rule set out of fear rather than out of genuine moral belief. The idea of guilt was originated in being indebted to someone historically, right? And you would be punished if you never fulfilled a debt, and that was guilt. People have felt guilt not because they felt bad for what they did, but they felt fear of a punishment, and that carries over to the guilt that many people feel when they do something bad today because they fear the punishment of hell or other specific things. It's not actually believing in a certain moral found set or found rule set. It's more so having the fear that if they don't do something, the repercussions will be worse. It's not actually morality. It's believing in something out of the consequence of not believing in it.